Hi, this is Amanda Hayden, also known as Big Red the Realtor. And I understand that you're a little bit curious about where to start the home buying process for the very first time. It's okay to be nervous, it's okay to be scared, and it's definitely okay to ask questions. But I thought I would just do this introductory video to let you know that you're in the right direction and just kind of where to get started. So it sounds like you're putting your feelers out and you know that you're interested in buying. You're just not quite sure where to start. A lot of people will go online and put in their personal information and see if they can get a pre-qualification. The problem with that is that you're looking for a quick response, but you really don't know if you're even prepared, and that might make a serious inquiry to your credit report. So it's in your best interest, if possible, to reach out to a local realtor. And local realtor means a realtor that services the area in which you're looking to buy. And interview a couple of realtors. You want to know that that person has your best interest in heart. We in San Antonio have over 16,000 active real estate agents, but only a quarter of those are probably working. So we have hobby realtors, and we have people that are just realtors that are working through referral basis, but there's just not a lot of expertise, experience, and knowledge that goes along with that. So it is very important to interview a realtor. Ask questions. Ask what their experience is, what type of buyers they most frequently work with, if they have business hours or if they're okay answering those worried texts and phone calls at night, if they have lender partners that they can refer you to, what their service areas are, what their pre-qualifications are, if they're also military and you're military. There is a long list of things that you can ask. But most importantly, you just want to get a feel for their personality and see if it meshes well with yours. If they are experienced enough with first-time home buyers to help you out. And really, if you feel like they're going to go the length that you need. So if you're long distance and you need someone that's qualified to sell to you via FaceTime and record things for you, you want to ask those questions too. So whatever is particular to your situation, you want to make sure that the agent that you interview and that you select is qualified in that area for you. Because this is such a large purchase throughout your lifetime, you really want to make sure that you have your confidence in that person in which you are selecting. Now, as a first-time buyer, you may not know this, but you don't pay a commission to your real estate agent. The seller of a property always pays the commission for a buyer's agent. So get that out of your head. Don't worry that you're going to have to pay me as your realtor. That's taken care of by the seller. All I do is work for you. I answer your questions. I answer your worried phone calls and texts. I give you my advice and my expertise about the areas in which you're looking, the sales price and how it is balanced with the actual value of the property, what we think we can get you for closing costs, and all that jazz. But the first thing you want to do when you think you're ready to buy is obviously chat with a realtor, select one. And then you want to get their recommendations for local lenders. And why I say local lenders, and the lender is the person giving you the mortgage, is because you really want someone that can also answer those worried phone calls and texts. If you are submitting paperwork and you have a question about something, don't you want to call a direct line or a cell phone or text and call someone? You don't want to call a 1-800 number and talk to a different representative every single time. So your lender I would always recommend it's local. You want to make sure that you shop rates. You're more than entitled to shop mortgage rates with multiple companies. And if you do that within a certain time frame, your credit report takes less dings. So you want to search who's going to give you no origination fee, the lowest interest rate, and the lowest lender fees. Because that's how you're going to want to select that, because they're going to save you the most money in the long run. So you got your realtor, you got your lender recommendations, and you've pretty much decided which one you're going to work with. Now you're ready to shop. So you're going to get out there, you're going to get with your realtor, which is me, hopefully, or you're going to go ahead and start doing online showings. And when it's time and you found the house and the house has pinched you and it's just something that you can't get rid of, that usually means it's the one that you should take serious and put an offer on. So we're going to discuss what your offer is going to look like. So it's going to outline these items. It's going to be the sales price, the closing date, how much you need in closing costs, and that means how much do you want the seller to pay for your closing costs? Do you want a home warranty? And if so, what's the amount of money for that home warranty? Do you, option period. In Texas, we have option period. That means the amount of days that you've selected. Typically it's 7 or 10 to get your inspection done, your home inspection. If you're getting a pest inspection, if you want a pool guy to come out and measure and see if a pool can go to there, you have that amount of days to get those things done. And if for any reason nothing lines up or you can't communicate with the seller and agree on some repair terms, then you have that time to back out. Each of those days you select is $10. So if you do 7 option days, that's $70, and that's a check to the seller. You also need to know what your earnest money is. Customarily in Texas, it's 1%, but I understand a lot of people do live paycheck to paycheck, and a lot of times we can negotiate like a $500 earnest payment, $1,000. These are not down payments because with many government-backed loans, down payments aren't required. However, earnest money, inspection costs, those are not down payments. Those are actually just closing costs. It's things you have to pay in order to close on a house. So I do work a lot with first-time home buyers. So I know inspectors that have great rates. I know lenders that don't charge origination fees. And I really try my best to get almost all the closing costs paid for by the seller. That can always, it depends on how many days the house has been on the market and what your sales price offer is that determines how much we really want to ask for. But so we've already negotiated, we're under contract. The costs you need to expect during that time again are earnest money, your home inspection, which will range from $250 to $400, your pest report, which is roughly around $80 for most pest inspections, and then your appraisal. Appraisals run about $400 on average. Those are going to be your out-of-pocket expenses other than closing costs. If you can't get closing costs paid for by a seller, then you're going to have to take the rest of that to closing. So if you put $1,000 earnest money down and your closing costs equal $6,000, that $1,000 is planted over to your closing costs, but you still need to bring $5,000. Most commonly, I would say most of my buyers on average bring about $2,000 to $3,000 total with earnest money and closing costs, and then those out-of-pocket costs. So you've already negotiated your repairs, you're past your option days, the appraisal gets ordered. When your lender orders your appraisal, that's when you pay for the appraisal. So not any time before then. So you're gonna be like almost ready to close and you've decided there's no backing out before you pay for that extra cost of your appraisal. Then your lender does all your conditional underwriting and you're clear to close. When you get the clear to close, that basically means you're making arrangements for closing day to meet me and your lender, or if you're not in state, a mobile notary that will go ahead and get you all set up for closing day. And when your loan is closed and funded, those keys are yours, baby. You are now a homeowner. So I know this is a lot of information from where you start to where you end, but I really hope that it answered a lot of your questions and you can see yourself being a homeowner. When you talk to your realtor, kind of talk about what type of loan that you are maybe interested in or what they think that you would qualify for. Realtors by no means are going to get you qualified for a loan, but we do know all the criteria for multiple lenders, such as credit score and what your debt versus income needs to look like, your work history, things like that. That way, if we already know off the bat you might not be a good candidate just yet, we're not going to try to shove you into something that's going to make you get a hit on your credit report, because that's not what we're about. We are here to help you through the home buying process, and if we have to put you in a rental in the meantime until you can get scores where they need to be, until we can get you the keys to your home, then we're more than welcome. We're more than happy to help you do that, because in the end, the long-term relationship is really what we're on the lookout for. So if you're ready to get started in your first-time home buying experience, or even if you have any more questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I am all ears, and I've got your back. It's been great talking to you, and I hope you got the information you needed. Have a wonderful day. Be blessed.